All right. Hello, everyone. I wonder if anybody is here. Technical issues. All right. Yay, I'm live. Hello, everyone. Waiting on people to come in. Hello, hello, hello to those of you who are here. Hi, Rosita. All right, you all. I am late. I am very late because I'm doing this from StreamYard today. I haven't StreamYard in quite some time, so I should have. When I was like getting stuff ready too for this, I was thinking to myself I should change the time to 10:30. Then I was like, nope, nope, nope. I'm gonna get it in time. Yeah, it's me figuring out StreamYard, which it's not. It's not difficult technology. But how are you, Rosita? Okay. You don't know that one? Oh yeah, so StreamYard is pretty cool. So what it does is it puts together all of the platforms. Well, not all of them, but you can stream from Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube all at one point in time. And then from my computer, I can like type in different things. You said it's cold where you are, but the sun is out. Oh, nice. Where are you from? Yeah, it's cold where I am too, but the sun is out. That's nice. Oh, Minnesota. Oh, wow. Okay. I know Minnesota very well. Yeah, it is cold. If you're in Minnesota, it is extremely cold. Yeah, same. I'm here in Chicago, so it's just about the same weather. Let me see. Hold on. I can play with the controls here. So today I wanted to actually have like a Galentine's Day. Well, I guess guys are invited too, so it's not just like exclusively. But I wanted to because it's Galentine's Day, so I wanted to have a Galentine's Day live on self love, and I wanted you all, to just kind of chat and vibe out about it. I know my channel features a lot of what I consider toxic content, and it's all me playing the YouTube game of what the algorithm picks up. So the algorithm picks up on me doing gossip videos, which are fun, but yeah. Then maybe the algorithm will pick me up on doing karma and regret. And what's the other topic that the algorithm sometimes likes to give me some views in? Something about jealousy. So I felt like, I know that I've had people like request, like, hey, can we do, messages from, from your higher self and all the good stuff that'll feed your soul. And honestly, I do like those readings, but I do, in all transparency, do care about my channel growth also because what YouTube doesn't do is if you're not producing the content that they're pushing you from, they literally don't show it to anybody. Like even people who are subscribed with notifications won't see the notification for the video that the algorithm isn't pushing. So it's a terrible game. It's quite sad. So they can't stop me from doing a live though. So how are you on this Sunday? We got a few people watching me. Okay, I'm glad you all showed up. Few people watching me. Let me bring up the live on my end so I can see what I put in that chat box. Hey, Cinnamon. You didn't know that. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, yeah. So if you've ever wondered, if anybody's ever wondered why certain channels, or predominantly any channel, doesn't matter which genre, why they're like constantly doing this one particular subject or one particular reading, it's because of algorithm. Oh, the Patreon video. All right, Rekicker, I'm gonna have to repost it. I'm gonna resend that link. Hold on, let me do this now. Yeah, sorry about that. I actually got some more readings I need to upload to Patreon that I've done. So let's see. What were we talking about today? So I guess I wanted to know too what everybody else's ideas of self-love is. Like, what do you do to, like cater to self? So I do this little fun thing on my Instagram where I do the chakra colors, and essentially I do posts surrounding the energies that the particular chakra holds. So right now I'm on the root chakra, which talks about our security. Also, it roots in pleasure. Not necessarily pleasures of like the sacral chakra, but pleasures in regards to, security, money, comfort, things of that nature. And a lot of our insecurities rather are housed in our root chakra. So it had me thinking about self-love, especially with today being Galentine's Day, tomorrow being Valentine's Day, and Tuesday being my birthday. Oh my goodness, it's just a whole weekend of love. So yeah, I wanted to gauge with everybody else, like, what is self-love for you? Especially, going into that spill about my channel, because a lot of my readings aren't tailored around self-love. They're tailored around gossip and and all of that stuff. Which, hey, I'm a fan of gossip. I will admit that freely, but it is a toxic subject. It is. Um, the one I recently posted last week. Let me put that in the link now. I'm about to relink that now, Rekicker, because I promise you I'd forget, and not because I was trying to. So yeah, if anybody wants to expound on self-love, or are you trying to achieve self-love? Positive affirmations if you deal with negative self-talk. You have to stay vigilant. Yes, I do that a lot. I definitely do that because I mean, like anybody, I feel like our moods dip or our. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find what did I do without reading. I know it's right, but yeah, positive self talk is a huge one for me because it's like what you say to yourself are predominantly the first words that you hear, like in a day, and Oh, okay, I know what. I passed it up. I'm over here looking for a certain. Okay, let me relink it. I need Patreon not to be faulty. Oh, you know what, Rekicker? I'm in Patreon right now. They've changed the little interface. Maybe that's a part of that. Okay, so this is the cheap thrills tier. I also have a reading if you're still subscribed to the life path and financial and career tier. That's coming up this weekend. I haven't put it in Patreon yet. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rosita, for sending that virtual hug. Virtual hugs back to you too. You can't see my heart because I'm like seated down. So yeah, so I wanted to gauge like where everybody was about self-love. So I know I put a bit in the description. I worded it. Chat with me about self-love. What self-love looks like for you. Oh yes. So what does self-love look like for anybody? I know this is like such a discussion. Um, and what do you want? I guess, and two, the reason why I'm asking, like, what does self love look like and what do you want? For me, that gives me definite reading ideas because beyond doing, the gossip vids, I would definitely sneak in another video or two in regards to stuff that feels like substance. Spoiling, yes, Rosie. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how I spoil myself. Let me tell you how I spoil myself. Like I feel like too, what's really important, especially when it comes to like energy, how we treat ourselves is how, well, we show others how to treat us. And how we treat ourselves, even subconsciously, if we're not necessarily trying to show people, is still how people regard us. So I feel like, when you present yourself in the light that you want, whatever that light is, that's how you're going to get treated. And I feel like a lot of times, people suffer a lot of mistreatment, not because they deserve it, but because of the presentation and everything. And I know that sounds like super vain. And I'm not ever saying like, don't be yourself, don't be comfortable in your own skin, and don't walk out in confidence. But do realize that how you want people to regard you is all in how you essentially care for self. And that's on a like a holistic type of thing. What you think, how you present, what you say to yourself out loud to others. Hold on. LP showed up. I can't see LP. Hey, Melu. Hey, Ari. Good morning. Is LP here? I can't see LP. Hold on. Let me. I'm in the streams of the yards now. Let me go to my phone's chat so I can see it over here. Hold up. And thank you all for watching. Oh, you said no, it was a typo. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I do have these mantra healing cards because I said I wanted to draw some collective energy. So I'm not doing personals, but I did want to just do some collective energy. I don't know why I said that reading. Oh, no, Ari, because LP usually drops in. Follow passions. That one, Rosita, that. And well, I guess I can make this announcement now because I'm always telling people to follow their passions. I'm always telling people to take a leap of faith. And I am actually taking a huge leap of faith. I am like, I'm scared, but not in like a scared type of like, oh my gosh, ooh, I think something bad is going to happen. It's just that, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. So as you all know, I'm doing the meet and greets and I'm like, okay. And just something in my soul and my spirit is like, boom. But, and actually this really loops into self-love, y'all. So I am essentially, so those of you all who know what I do outside of YouTube for profession, I've recently decided to walk away from my company. And Tuesday, my birthday is actually my last day at that particular company. And essentially, I am branching off on my own for a little bit. I am taking a gap year as an adult. One of my friends, she was like, "So you mean you're retiring? Because girl, you kind of." But no, it's a gap year because I do enjoy working. I enjoy my work life, but I feel like we have to be real with ourselves when we're not happy somewhere. And money, and it's not like I was getting paid dollars on dollars now. I do want to say that, but money can't be that glue for why we choose to stay miserable. And then for me, like, you all, definitely you all that are in here, about my mom, how she passed. And right when my mom passed, like literally, I got to tell my mom about me getting this new, well, at the time, that new job. And then a few days later, my mom passed away. And I remember calling my supervisor at the time to let her know, like, my mom just passed away. And can I start to, because I was supposed to start the week that my mother passed. But I asked her, can I start, is there any way we could start 2 weeks later? Because I had to get all my mom's affairs in order. Like I was the one in charge of, everything. And I had to move her apartment. It was me and my aunt. It was just two of us. I had to move everything out of her place. I had to figure out what to get rid of, storage, what have yous. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And anybody dealing with loss, and you're the person that has to, be the person in charge or the person who makes it make sense. It's really difficult because admittedly so, like half the time I'm just like, like what's going on? So long story short, I didn't ever grieve my mom. Like I've been grieving my mom, and for the 2 years that she was sick leading up to her passing, I was grieving, which is a terrible process to go through for anybody. who's lost anyone. But at the same time, for those of you who know that I'm a therapist outside of tarot, and a lot of times I was feeling very triggered in sessions with clients because I worked with a very special population. Um, and people who went through a lot of trauma and abuse themselves. And so hearing people tell their stories about losing a loved one and, essentially not knowing how to cope and deal, it really was me facing a mirror on myself because, like in my profession, I have to, tell people like, give them all of the good training and stuff. But in reality, I knew I was not doing that for myself. And I utilized work, admittedly so, because y'all see how many readings I be dropping on this channel. Like, I used work, and I've been doing this since I was a child. I would use work to kind of cover up, emotions that I didn't want to feel. Like if I don't want to be mad, okay, let's just get distracted. Let's go do something. Let's go work on a 3-page paper real quick. If I don't want to be sad, usually anger and sadness are the ones that I'm like covering up with a work situation. And it's like it's always been, easy to cover up work because nobody questions why you're overworking yourself. Because especially living in these Americas, nobody questions why you're overworking yourself. So long story short, I was doing the numbing situation. This was not me self-loving at all. I was doing the numbing situation of working through my pain with my mom being lost, with me losing my mom. And then somewhere around, I want to say August, September, after my mom passed, everything started hitting me like a ton of bricks. And it caught me off guard because I'm somebody that generally, like, I'm very free spirited, but it's an organized chaos, if that makes sense. So when things started really hitting my emotions in that way, I was like, what is this? And that's when I realized that I was not able to, properly serve people in the capacity that I was at in my job. And then things were also very overwhelming with the particular company I was with too, and no shade to the people that I work with, because I work with very lovely people. And I had very lovely, beautiful clients, but you can only, you got to adhere to any type, you got to adhere to the rules of the company. And it was a bit too much. And for anybody that's working in healthcare on any level, you all know there's a lot of abuse that goes in our profession, like literally any and every level you work in healthcare, whether it's mental health, whether it's medical, like physical, like it's a lot of abuse. And so going through that mental, emotional stuff, plus trying to handle my mother's stuff, and then admittedly so, not taking care of self, it just really had me thinking. It really challenged me. And then it really made me have to come to a decision of, am I going to be hypocritical and look clients in the face and tell them, you got this going and do this and do that, and know that I wasn't doing it myself? Or am I really going to get myself together? So when I do step back into a therapeutic role, because I'm actually stepping away from therapy right now too. That is a little scary for me. Scary. But I was like, when I do step back into that role, I want to be authentic. I want to be able to help people. I want to not be, crying because in between sessions, like y'all should have saw me. I'd be torn up in between sessions, and not because of, necessarily because things have like hit me so hard, but because it's like, just, yeah, people didn't know. Hey, Leah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I got this from Akira. And I got it on clearance too. Because, y'all, Akira, she be tripping sometimes with them prices. I'm like, no, you will not with them Dollar Tree materials. But anyway, so that's what also brought about this self-love topic, because I myself realized that, I needed to care for self better. And I feel like it's easy to pass it over when you're thinking from the aspect of, oh, but I am confident, oh, I do love myself. Oh, I do live the life that I want. But things do happen unexpectedly, like tragedy, things outside of yourself that can hit you in ways. So I feel like for me, at least, a big part of self-love was, one, me admitting that I needed to step away, to me telling myself like, this isn't you quitting or you giving up, this is you taking care of yourself, so that you can go back into, because honestly, you all, like, I feel like it is a true honor and privilege that I got to go into the profession that I did. Like, I look at therapy as a necessary thing. It's like church, for those who go to church. Like, and I honestly feel like it's a privilege more so than anything to, like, like, oh gosh, I became a therapist. No, like, it's a privilege that people trust me and open up themselves enough, and that God has given me the tools to be utilized in that way. Like, I don't take that for granted, and I don't take the tarot for granted. And a lot of times, I'm sure my videos sound very therapeutic-y because it's just by happenstance, but I don't take it for granted. But that's my self-love story for today. I had to figure out life, and that's what I'm doing right now. And so I'm on my little eat, pray, love, because this is one of the things I talked to my mom about. Not so much the meet and greets itself. I feel like the meet and greets gave my random travel a purpose. But I had told my mom plenty of times, well before she was sick, like, I just want to take some time off and go places. And now I have a purpose in going those places, and you all are my purpose. So I thank you all for that. You don't know how grateful I am. Plus, I don't want to be just wandering around. I know I said I'm wandering sparrow, but I do like to wander with a purpose. Once again, it's organized chaos. But anyway, yes, Leah, you are. And that's why I said too, that's you all. So Leah also, she knows what it's like to be in mental health and healthcare in general. And that's why I said it's not abusive from the clinical perspective, from the clients. And a lot of times, or at least I've been very blessed to work with great teams. But it is a lot of stuff that goes on in the medical. So I thank those who have chosen to work in that capacity, because it's a very needed, lane. And for me, within the last, within my career, I've always worked with trauma, and I've worked with people who may not have like the resources to be able to afford, out of pocket therapy. Or might not have insurance to work with therapy. So people who have a pathology of a lot of trauma, but that's hard to do when you yourself are going through a trauma. And I'm like, I'm not serving anybody by trying to, because we feel each other's energy. People know when you're going through stuff. And I remember when I would be going through deep stuff, my clients would ask me at times, like, you okay? Like, y'all, when I had caught COVID back in the COVID surge of December, because we were working from home for a bit of time too, like just all companies. I remember when I got in one of my sessions, because I really wanted to meet with this one client and make sure that she was fine. And I'm like, no, I got to be there for her. And I came in there, y'all, when I say my voice was shot, I sounded scary. I scared myself. And she was like, she almost started crying, and she almost had me crying. She was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. She was like, I mean, because I really need to talk right now, but I don't think you okay. And I was like, girl, I'm fine. And she kept stopping every 5 minutes. And I was like, oh no. So it means a lot to me. Let me go back to some of y'all comments though. Let's see. I don't know why I said that. The reading is hard. Fruit passions. How is that? Reed Kicker says self-love, strong boundaries, being sure of what you deserve and accepting nothing but yes, accepting nothing less. That also shows outwardly people who are generous with their love and appreciation for others. You know what, too, Reed Kicker, what that makes me think about? Self-love is also walking away from those who can't see your worth, because we're all worth it, one. And if you know that you are presenting the best possible whatever to somebody who's not accepting it, self-love is definitely walking away. And I know for me, that is not a lesson that came easy. Once again, like I said, that's why when a lot of you all too get readings from me, I'm like, I'm not in no place to judge, girl. One of these days, meet me over coffee and I'll tell you, because I'm not ashamed of that journey. Why is Comcast calling me? Hold on. I'm not changing my service. I'm gonna need Comcast to leave me alone. They got their bill money. But yeah, but self-love too. And once again, this is something that it took me a long time to like just really grasp. It's not sticking in something, that's miserable for you. Once again, even for me, going back into the work situation, it's leaving it. It's knowing you're worth enough to walk away, even when it hurts. even when it hurts, because I know the hurting part when it's like when you're walking away from something and you're heartbroken and it sucks ass and you like, look, this is just not the vibe right now. Like, oh my gosh, I don't like the pain. But that pain of, leaving something that doesn't suit you, honestly, will never hurt as much as it would to stay in something that doesn't appreciate you, your value, or your worth. Reed Kicker says they love themselves so much that they can also be kind to others because they don't have to compare themselves. Yes. You know what, too? Reed Kicker, I always used to say this, like, you can tell people that are genuinely happy and just happy in life and love themselves, because notice they're never beefing with people. They don't have to make people feel bad about themselves. They don't have to, one up you or, some other type of whatever. It does not matter for them. Like, they're just existing, living, thriving, but it's like, okay, like they don't have to create that trauma and drama when they like, that's how when somebody, and I'm not saying you don't have insecurities. I'm not saying that, but when somebody loves themselves, or that people are truly kind when they're just not starting all the drama. Now they may finish it, not because you don't mess with nobody, but they don't need to start crap. Like, if you ever want to meet a if you ever want to know how somebody truly feels about themselves, look at how they treat other people. Look at how they treat other people. Kind people do not treat other people like ass. And I'm not talking about, oh, you had a bad day and you got snippy with somebody. No, 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 no. Kind people and people who love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you're not going to be out here trying to wreak havoc and trying to make people feel beneath than and lower than and all that other craziness. No, that's the first key, to the most insecure person in the room. How they make you feel, or the fact that they need to feel like they're better than somebody. That's an insecurity. Melu says, I'm very excited, eager to meet you in NYC. Me too, Melu. Oh my gosh, this is super exciting. Like, you couldn't have told me I was going to be out here literally on tour. On tour. Wait, no. Now here's the funny part. Y'all could have told me that I was going to choose to go on tour at the same time I chose to quit my job. Like I said, everything must be fine because woo. The very first time at the end of this month, please keep me posted on the yes. So same thing. I'm just so Melu, you and anyone else who've already signed up, I'm just making sure everybody who's accounted for, I get everybody all consolidated. And then the week before so what would that be? Would that be next weekend? Because that's when I'm gonna cut off submissions. Because once again, it's all about the time frame. Like, do I need to add an extra time of me, during all of that? So yeah, so next weekend, or actually that would be this weekend because it's Sunday. So Saturday, I'll actually be sending the email out to everybody who submitted for the NYC meetup, the times. Now, I'm not going to submit the location, partly one, because I have to solidify which location that I'm choosing from. But I'm not going to solidify the location until very early morning the day of. And now, once again, I'm factoring in New York traffic because y'all traffic is, look, I thought I ain't never been stuck in traffic before until I got stuck in traffic in NYC. And yeah, it was an experience that I just didn't know. Anyway, so I'm factoring in the fact that y'all got some whew, it is not okay. So 3 hours before the actual meetup is when I'll be sending out the location. So that's why I told everybody, I'm gonna tell everybody in email, to be ready, like literally be dressed by 6 a.m. Be dressed so you don't have to get ready. And then when I tell you that, hey, we meet here, now by all means, I'm not that type of person of, if you can't make it that day, XYZ, blah, 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 understand you have a life. But I'm gonna make sure everybody have all of the information for that. Leah says, so long story short, Maylu, no worries. Saturday, you'll be getting an official email. Saturday the 18th. Wait, or Saturday the 19th. One of those days, whatever Saturday is of this week. I think it's the 19th. Yes, Saturday the 19th. Leah says, I love your perspective on being a therapist as an inspired therapist. It's inspiring. Absolutely. Wish I lived close by. Come to one of those. I'm up in Canada. Yes, Leah. So I'm doing a meet and greet in Toronto in July. So this is my first time in Canada. This is my first time in Toronto. I've been wanting to go to Toronto since forever and a day now. So I mean, it's happening. It is already done. I hope I've never given you any bitter or cold energy when you. No, Melu. Now you know what too, you all. When I do feel people's like energy, like I will honestly say, yeah. When I'm feeling people's energy and it's like, ooh, it's something restrictive here, it's something blocking, it's some hurt here. I never feel like it's directed towards me. I feel like, yeah, like I said, in the path that I've chosen in this lifetime, whether through tarot or through counseling, you know, it's like, once again, like I've been educated enough to know that our projections a lot of time in spaces, and not that you've ever projected on me, Melu, not even close, but our projections in spaces like that a lot of times has to do with the fact that we finally get to release whatever that pent up emotion was. So if I'm angry at Bob and I've never told Bob how I truly felt, and now I got this person that I'm in front of who's not attacking me, who's there for, who's there listening unbiasedly. And now I feel like, now I can be upset. But no, but a lot of times when I get, I've never actually gotten any, no, never gotten any negative energy off of you at all, Melu, first. I do want to say that. But anytime I've gotten any type of restrictions, no, it's never been directed towards me. Like, not in any of the professions that I've worked in. It's like, like it's like you can feel it. Like you can know when somebody's going through something without knowing, without how to compartmentalize it. Yes, for those of you all who are going to who are going to be at the Toronto location, LP is going to stop by. Well, she's not going. Well, she's going to stop by with me. We're going to be in Toronto together. So, for those of you who get to go to Toronto or who get to be a part of the Toronto meetup, you also get to meet LP. So, you get the 2-for-1 special. Cinnamon Panther says, I wouldn't even say you quit your job so as much as you're leveling up your career. Perspective. Ooh, yes. Okay, Cinnamon, you're right. I'm leveling up my career. You went from working for someone to working for yourself. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Cinnamon Panther. See, thank you. Words matter. Thank you. And it's like, Cinnamon, I don't know how long all I know is I have got to do this. Like I just, it's in my soul, it's in my spirit. And every time I close my eyes and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it just feels so right. Like literally, even in me, like, it just, I don't know, it's unexplainable. And it's like I said, it's scary because it's like, you live your life one way and one way of doing things for so long, or those tried and true methods, and then boom. You said, I got to get a nice, cute souvenir for you to take home after your trip to New Orleans. Oh, you are so sweet, Melu. I was actually going to bring you all these tarot stickers. Hold on. I can show everybody. These tarot stickers that I've been holding on forever. I myself love stickers. I know. I'm 30 plus. But I like stickers. I'm not even going to lie. And you know what else I'm a big fan of? But don't tell nobody. What's those? LOL dolls? So I have I have 3 nieces, 3 goddaughters. Now the oldest one, she's still under 10. She still likes the little LOL doll stuff. And I remember when I first got her one, I actually got it for me. And I told her she could keep it at my house to keep it safe so that her siblings wouldn't tear it up, but in real life it was mine. And then she asked for it back, so I gave it to her after like a year. So yeah. Hold on. I'm just popping open my chat over on this side. But yeah, so let me see. And for anybody that want to share their story, please feel free to type it in the chat. Please feel free. Cinnamon Pepper says LOL to my LOLs. Yeah, please feel free to type your story in the chat. I do want to hear about you all and your life and your ongoings. Let's see. I wanted to pull some. I wanted to pull some messages. I'm trying to think. How do I want to word the question at hand? Let me go back to the description box. Let me see. In the meantime, though, or if anybody have any questions, like generalized questions of something or topic, let me know and I will answer it to my best ability, or I will tell you I don't know. All right. I gotta utilize StreamYard more. I'm gonna do this more through StreamYard. I think I'm gonna do more face-to-face readings, but I gotta do it through StreamYard. Oh my gosh. Um. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So let me see. I got these mantra healing cards, but I don't know what question I should ask for the collective. Let me see. You know what? Let's just get a general message for the collective. All right. So, universe, thank you for. Ooh, these are topsy-turvy. Yes, Cinnamon Panther. I am Wandering Sparrow Tarot on IG as well, on Instagram. Ooh, which y'all, look, you got to celebrate every level. I made it to 400 followers on IG. Like, I've had the IG for April 2019 because this channel is going on 3 years old. So March 1st, my channel is a Pisces. March 1st would be my 3-year anniversary on the use of tubes. And I made the IG about a month after I first, so 2019 essentially. And I just made it to 400 subscribers. I'm so used to YouTube. I just made it to 400 followers over there. So I'm like really excited about that. I'm trying to stay more consistent. Admittedly so. It is challenging when, you work full time and then, yeah. And I know, so, and currently I haven't, now I will say I haven't gone completely working for self. Because I do have a part-time job lined up. Thank you, Cinnamon. I have a part-time job lined up. But I am leaping, faithing. But yeah, but long story short, my IG finally made it to 400. So I am excited about that. So let's get some general messages for the collective. So, universe, thank you for these channel messages. Give me a general message for the collective that's watching. General messages for the collective that's watching. All right. Ooh, we have resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. That's a good one. That's a good way to think about that too. Oh my gosh. Who was this? This was definitely mine. Processing grief. My losses prove how deeply I loved. Oh, that was sweet. That was super sweet. And that's currently what I'm going through. I'm processing the grief. Processing grief. You said you don't know anyone in the world who doesn't own a side hustle. I mean, honestly, it's just for me, going back to that root chakra, cinnamon, for me, it definitely I like my little side jobs. Like I don't like the fact sometimes that I've worked as many jobs as I have at once, but I like feeling secure in knowing like, oh, if anything happened over here, I got this over here. If something happens over there, I got this over there. That's honestly how I go about saving money, because that's another thing. You want to save your money. Save your money as much as, and I'm not saying don't live your best life, because I am all about living my best life. But as much as I truly live by work hard, play hard, because I will work it. And then of course I will chill, hang, and I will save, because you just never know, especially with, I think a lot when COVID happened and we had all went into quarantine, and so many people, were at a loss of work. So many people's jobs alone depended on actual physical labor in those regards, that I think a lot of us realized, like, oh my goodness, we have got to be together. Or we were all just paycheck to paycheck, and just maybe it was, it looked different for other people, but that's where we were. And I will say, yeah, quarantine, even for myself, it unlocked a level of hustle that I didn't even think I was capable of prior to. But I just remember thinking to myself, like, I'm not going to be destitute. I'm not. And I knew, like, outside of the control of, okay, there's a worldwide pandemic, what are we going to do? But after that, I was like, no, I'm not going to be destitute. MB says, yes, I need to work on my savings. Look, MB, and you know what, too? A good method in saving. And it may mean you got to make sacrifices. And for me, I can even tell you, like, a practical sacrifice. Like, I am an avid coffee drinker, as you can see. I'm an avid coffee drinker. And I would say prior to the pandemic happened, I would pretty much buy me a coffee almost every day. So I would say on average, I was getting 4 coffees a week. And I would go to, and I love me some Starbucks. That is like my favorite coffee place. I love Starbucks. And I wouldn't even get none of their like crazy fancy drinks. Like I wouldn't get like, the mocha chocolate, frappuccino, what you digs. I would just get a regular old, drip coffee, or, from the Pike, which, sorry, y'all, which comes out to about 250, 263. If, once again, you have to be getting just a regular coffee. Now, the little hack, if you want a larger coffee, but you don't want to pay larger coffee prices, what you do is you get a tall coffee and you tell them to put it in a venti cup. Or you get a tall coffee and you tell them to put it in a grande cup. Now, they'll still give you the, what do you call it? I need more sleep. They'll still give you the amount of a tall in that size cup, but then you go over to the, the cream station, and then you put however much milk, soy milk, what have you, inside of that cup. Or because they usually keep the almond milk behind the counter and the oat milk behind the counter, you tell them, could you fill it up? They fill it up to the top. And then that right there is a macchiato. And then you put a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon on it, a little bit of vanilla powder, boom. And for under $3, you just got a $5.70 drink. Anyway, but I was doing that daily. I was spending about $2.50 times 4, which, what's that? $10. And that's the minimum. That's on days I didn't get anything extra. And then times 10 times 4, that was $40 in coffee that I was giving to Starbucks. Now, I still treat myself to Starbucks from time to time, but just not as much. Now, break that one down, because me being a coffee drinker, I also have coffee at home. Like, if I run out of anything, I would run out of toilet paper probably before I run out of coffee. That's how much coffee I got in my home. So it's like I probably had like $40 over the year in coffee at home. And then I'm spending $40 per month, $50 per month on coffee at Starbucks. Well, $50 per month, that comes out to what? I think about, y'all help me do the math, $600 per year on additional coffee. I was almost spending close to $1,000 on coffee, okay? And it doesn't feel like a lot. It doesn't feel like a lot. But I promise you, if you make little changes like that, MB, look, that can be your $40 that you're saving up per month. But a good rule of thumb, and I do this one religiously, like literally, like almost to a T. When I get my paychecks, I definitely, now I do realize that some people don't have the luxury to be able to save out 10% of that paycheck, but you want to save something. You can always save something, and something is better than nothing. If you can only save out 3%, if you can only save out 5%, do that for yourself, because all it is maybe you saying no to one Postmates, order, or one Uber Eats order, I'll say there's times I save money by taking a train. Like, I have a car, but sometimes I'll take the train. If I can get that for $2.50, or like Ubers. Like, I know for me, like if I know I'm gonna be out hanging with friends and I know that it's gonna be late, it's like, okay, realistically for safety purposes, because there's no amount of money to put on your safety. You know you're gonna be safe. But for safety purposes, if I know I'm gonna take an Uber home, which should probably be well, it depend on the day of the week because Uber be jumping in them prices. I'll supplement that by taking the train there, or taking public transportation there, which in the city of Chicago is about 225, 250 one way. So, it's the small things, but those small things add up. And at the end of the month, you can have you an extra $50 to $100 that you can put into your savings and save that, you know. And that's just like I said, that's rainy day, vacation day. That's just so you can feel comfortable in knowing if anything happens, like that pandemic happened, or, a company goes belly up, you are all right, to comfortably pay your bills while you're looking for another job. You said coconut. Hey, coconut milk. I love me some coconut milk. Coconut milk says, this has been so informative. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. I used to overstock, overspend on groceries, house supplies, etc. Big waste and overtreat myself to the point of brokenness. Cinnamon. You know what? See, that's the thing too. You do have to balance it. Because on the one hand, you don't want to deprive yourself. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, you need to balance it. Everything in life is about everything in life is about that. It's not that you can't eat sugar. It's just not best if you eat a lot of sugar in every day. Like everything is about balance. You said, wow, that's a lot of coffee. Yeah, Leah. See, that's why my meet and greets are at coffee shops too. That's a lot of coffee, and that's a lot of money in coffee. And like I said, 250 doesn't seem like anything. Like, and we're talking like, because I've had an array of jobs. Like, I was doing like my first job, y'all, out of undergrad when I graduated from like when I was a fresh young 22-year-old. My first job with my bachelor's degree was a sales associate at Walmart. I was making $8.25 to be a sales associate. And on that amount of money, I was doing 30 hours per week at $8.25. So you could imagine how much money I did not have. And I was still and had my own apartment at 23, like was living in the studio. Whew, like I said, how I was doing this, I don't know. It was all the universe. It was God, okay? Or the divine, whatever name you want to put to it. But it was the energy outside of me. And even on $8.25 an hour for 8.5 hour days, I was still going out and buying that coffee every day. So that was a habit that I had long since. It was there. It was embedded. And so, but once again, somebody making $8.25 an hour back then, a decade ago, do you know how rich I would have been had I saved up that coffee money and just used my little Walmart discount and got their coffee and was making it at home? But yeah, that's it. Starbucks would take it out of you. But even then, I said all that to say, when I was making $8.25, $2.50 on a coffee, I didn't realize how much I was spending, and it seemed like a large bargain. You buy your little $2.50 coffee, you're like, okay, it didn't seem like a large bargain until literally fast forward to 8 years later, we're in a pandemic, and I'm realizing, wait a second, you mean to tell me I've been spending $50 a month on coffee that I got at the house? So now I still like to go to a coffee shop or two. But a lot of coffee shops let you sit there just for the ambiance. Um, and I'll still go to, I want to say I go to a coffee shop, like actual go to and like kind of like vibe out maybe about once or twice out the month. And I would say I've put down my outside coffee purchases from 4 times a week, 4 to 5 times a week to 3 times per month, because now I just maximize my space and time. Like when you go into offices, there's a coffee machine there. Y'all, in fact, I'm about to buy me one of those. I want to buy me one of those little baby Keurigs where you could just, but them pods are little. Mm. So what I do is too, because once again, I know I have a thing for coffee on the go. I have instant coffee in the trunk of my car. So no matter where I am, instant coffee and creamer. So no matter where I am, if I want a coffee that bad, I got me some coffee, and I'm gonna get one of those little kettle things that you can plug into your car. Look, one of these days, I'm telling y'all, one of these days I'm gonna open up a coffee shop. But that's just how you can save money, just off the little stuff. Um, where was I? Do you have Blue Bottle Coffee? I have not heard. I don't think so, Reed Kicker. Blue Bottle Coffee in Chicago. I don't think so. Let me see. Let me Google it. I don't think so. Because I've not heard of that. Blue Bottle Coffee. Oh, we do. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to check it out. This is new. This is new. Hold up. Thank you, Reed Kicker, for putting me on. I'm going to have to check this out. Where is this? Looks like they slapped it in the West Loop. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to check this out. So we do have it. It's one coffee shop here in Chicago. Okay. I'm going to have to check this out. They have one in Chicago. And they're open until 6 p.m. Okay. Okay, that's the vibe. They're open 7 days a week. Nice. Thank you, Reed Kicker, for telling me about that. Oh my goodness, I just got excited. Starbucks sells iced coffee in 48 ounces for $4.99. I do. I get those. I get those too. Their iced coffee, their little $5 iced coffee is like really good. Really good. Like it, yeah. Yeah, I definitely, too, like they got it at Target. I've seen it at Target. Too, Reed Kicker, they even have it at Aldi's as well. I've seen it at Aldi's. Now, y'all, what tripped me out? I saw Aldi's when I was out in Dubai. Like Aldi's is in Dubai. Aldi is that official that they have a Dubai location. Like literally, I definitely never thought I'd see Aldi's in Dubai, but it made me feel happy. I'm like, okay. MB says, while you're in NYC, you have to visit the Starbucks Reserve Roastery. It's a great experience. You know what, MB? I want to. I still have yet to visit the one in Chicago too. Because it's always popping. And I said to myself, like, I don't know if I want to wait an hour just for some coffee, because I know I'm just going to be getting a little basic, you dig? But I have yet to go, and there's always a line. So I want to. And if I can get inside, I don't know if it's anything like the one in Chicago. Like literally, it's a club. And they opened that one pre-pandemic. Oh, it feels like a year ago, but it was pre-pandemic, so it would be 2 years ago now. And it's still a line outside that Starbucks. But I'm gonna keep that one in mind because I would like to. Because I actually did go on like a little Starbucks tour at one point. I went to visit the first Starbucks location in life out in Seattle. And well, actually, the few times I've been in Seattle, I've always ended up back there. But I've done that, and I want to go to like different staple Starbucks. But yeah, them lines be crack-a-lacking. You think? Let's see. Coconut milk. I'm in Chicago too. Def will try. Yay! Shout out to the Chicagoans. We the best. Are you a Capricorn, a Scorpio, or Taurus? OMG, a Virgo. No, Cinnamon. I am an Aquarius. No, my moon is Cancer. I'm an Aquarius, but those are usually the signs of the people I grow close to. Reed Kicker says, don't buy a Keurig if you only drink iced coffee. Research a better machine. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is Reed Kicker, because those little Keurig pods, they be off the chain priced, and it's like I kind of did like the little numbers in regards to, is it going to be worth it in the long run? Like I like the convenience of it all. Like, oh, you got your little coffee machine right here, and they have like the single serve ones where you could put like maybe 2.5, 3 cups of water max, pretty much a water bottle inside, and you could just. But though it's cute, and I have this thing about tiny things, like just literally small size things. I wish I could show you all. It's not near me, but I just went on a tiny shopping spree where I bought these like little games. And where's my little super soaker? Anyway, I bought a bunch of little tiny stuff. So I feel like I want that miniature size Keurig for the fact that it's miniature. But I don't think it doesn't make sense in the long run or in the short run. So I'm like, no. But now, if I ever got it as a gift, well, yeah, but yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna make sense. Um, my blender broke with my heart last month. Oh no. Could have had 3 blenders with all that money I gave to Smoothie King. You're right as well. Ooh, now once again, Smoothie King. Those smoothie places be getting you too, because not only is it like a lot of times it's a lot of hidden sugar in those things, but the prices be astronomical. I'm like, I could have got a whole meal for that. This thing better tie me over. There's a tea house in NYC called Prince Tea House, and I love it. Ooh, I'm gonna have to tally some of these places down. Okay, Blue Bottle is another. Hold on. Blue Bottle is another popular brand like Starbucks. Yeah, so it looks like we just got that here. Because I've been around that area a lot. And it's inside of another business. But I'm gonna have to check that one out. I actually when my plans fell through for Egypt back in December, because me and LP were supposed to be going to Egypt. It was LP's birthday. But anyway, one thing I'm gonna say, don't book through third parties. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But we are going. It just, God had better plans. But we were supposed to do Egypt, but that fell through. And so at that point, I was like, not about to get back my PTO. I'm like, look, I have not taken a vacation in forever. But I spent that entire week doing a coffee cafe tour, like within the city, and museums. And what else did I do? I did a little Christmas shopping because it was also around Christmas. Let's see, what else did I do? I know I went to like the different restaurants that like here in the city that I've always wanted to go to, but did not ever have the time. Oh, and then I love books. So I went on a bookstore tour. I was like, I want to experience Chicago like a tourist, like I live here. But so I did that, and I went to these little side shop coffees, but I did not see that one. So I feel like it's new. Chicago is cool. Yes, it is literally. We're the first and second best city in the world. I tell people that all the time. Yeah, the vanilla Starbucks iced coffee is good. I buy it 2 bottles at a time, and you can submit your receipts online. Oh, nice. I see if there's any coffee education courses at my local coffee shops while you're here. I'll look for those whenever I travel. Oh, thank you, Rekicker. Yeah, like I promise y'all, like one of these days, I'm gonna open up a coffee shop. I just don't know when. Well, I don't know if I want the stress of managing a coffee shop either, but we shall see. There's a girl who does cafe hopping vlogs in Korea. They have some cute ones. Ooh, I bet. Now there, I want to go to South Korea so bad. Like I really want to visit South Korea. I don't know when that one's gonna happen. More so it's like a time factor than anything. But yeah. Let's see. If anybody else has like questions or something, please let me know. Okay. Let me go back into the chat via the phone. I gotta start doing StreamYard more. I like the fact that I don't have to skip through. All right. So yeah. I know originally I was going to be on here for an hour. It was supposed to be from 10 to 11, but me and my technological skills were not as advanced this morning. Um, Let me see what else. What I was gonna do. Let's grab some more general messages. I do want to grab some more general messages. Let's do this Doreen Virtue. My friend said she thought she wanted to own a coffee shop until she worked at Starbucks. People's peculiars are annoying. Yeah, that's what I said. Because now I thought about this too, Reed Kicker, and taking my little gap year or gap semester. I definitely, and I know this may sound crazy. I know this may sound crazy, y'all, but I literally thought about becoming a barista. Like I was like, always wanted to work at a coffee shop. I've always wanted to be a barista. And I was like, I should do that. Well, one thing that's like holding me back is, do I do it part-time? Is it going to be restrictive to my schedule? Because once again, I have a lot of traveling scheduled for these upcoming months. And two, I feel like I didn't think it would be fair because I knew that I wouldn't stay in the profession, and I didn't want to do something where it's like, okay, I'm here. I just tried it on, and then I leave in like a couple of months. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So some way, somehow, I'm gonna have to figure out how to realize that dream. Maybe in my channel growing, I'll be able to, collab with, I don't know, coffee houses and, a day in the life, something like that, which would be really cool. I'd really be down for that. But I've always wanted to like own a coffee shop just in general, because I wanted it to be one of those spaces, like the really cool coffee shops where they have the open mics. And like, I wanted it to have like this reputation of, like people coming there and singing and performing and stuff like that, and having that space to do so. And then it becomes super exclusive. I wanted to like throw those type of like open mics and stuff like that in the evening. Also, I wanted it somehow to loop into therapy and provide that therapeutic space. Not so much like like somehow, some way I was going to loop into the therapy, but I wanted it to do that. And I wanted to be like, I wanted it to like surround like artistry and coffee and therapy. And so, but then a lot of times I have these grand ideas, and then it dawns on me that I would have to see through those ideas, develop those ideas, and then work those ideas. And I feel like, yeah, unless it's like a crazy, crazy, crazy passion, which coffee for me is, but it's like, is it from a consumer level, or am I really ready to manage an establishment? And that, like I said, kudos to everybody who's done it at whatever level that you have, because it is no easy task. And I don't know if that's me, or at least not right now. Yeah, I don't believe that's where I am right now. Hey Valentina, how are you? Good afternoon. No, you should. There's another girl on YouTube who did it before. She started a business. She said it's a job that provides a living, but it's not stressful. You can leave it there once you clock out. Ooh, let me tell you, Rekicker, that's a whole word. That's a whole word. That was another reason why too I ended up making a decision to leave my current company, because I was not leaving the work after clocking out. Like, yeah, nah. The type of stuff that we had in our schedule, myself and the other clinicians, it is not 40 hours a week. I mean, if we want to be realistic, it's like 65 hours a week. That's not including sleep, travel, and then of course me keeping up this tarot channel, which, yeah, this is about, I would say, 20 hours a week worth of effort for Patreon, YouTube, to stay as engaged as I do. Which once again, but I love it though. That's the difference. Like, this is part of my, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get home to do a reading type of energy. But that's hard to keep up when it's like you've already dedicated 65 hours somewhere, 60 to 70 sometimes, to, and then add on another 20 hours of a passion project. Yeah. Okay, visit Red Bay Cafe in Oakland. That might be the vibe you're looking for. It's black on. Ooh, nice. I do want that. I do want that. If I can definitely support Black owned businesses and other minority owned businesses, that would be ideal for me. That would be absolutely ideal. And it's because it's like, as much as I love Starbucks, they don't need my money. I don't need to give these big corporations my money. And I know that's a bit of a paradox living in this country, but in times where I can, hold on, in times where I can support, I want to. Let's see, Oakland. You know what I've always wanted to do, Reed Kicker? And I promise you, I have got to figure this one out. I wanted to do a California road trip one day. I still have yet to see Northern California. I really want to see Northern California. I really want to visit San Francisco. And I know Oakland's not in San Francisco, it's not in Northern California, but that just made me think about there's plenty of other places I've yet to travel to in California that I really want to. B, do you have any advice on letting go of a person that you are deeply in love with? Wait, that you deeply love, but they're not good for you? Ooh, absolutely. Um, yeah, with that, Valentina, for me, I feel like it's easier to let go of energies that don't serve you, or, somebody that you're really, really in love with, but it's really hard to let go when you could do work from the inside out. So I feel like with that one, there's one thing of like, like just ripping yourself away from the person. Like, I'm just not going to do this anymore. But reality is, love is complicated. And a lot of times we can definitely love things that don't love us back, or love people that don't love us back, but it's not healthy for us. So essentially, I feel like that's more so, what is it in you that you have to work on that's attracting you towards that energy that is showing you, that they don't appreciate, and they don't feel the same way you feel. What is that insecurity? Because a lot of times, we're trying to output essentially something that we need to input, something that we need to work on within self. So it's like, okay, what is it in you that, this person triggers for you? Like, what is it that they trigger for you? Is it, and a lot of times love in itself is a pathology. And this is from like a workshop I tried to do, and I'm still going to develop it because I want to see, and you never know, people may want to do it. But like, yeah, love is a pathology. A lot of times, we could definitely want a certain type of love. We all want the best love possible, like, oh my goodness, that great, amazing, respectful love. But more often than not, we don't go towards the love that we want. We go towards the love that we understand, that we know. So what is it that you saw, in pivotal moments in your life, whether it's childhood, youth, or adulthood, that told you this is what love is? Did you see love as a struggle when you were growing up? Did you see love as, abuse? Like, and abuse is on different levels. Abuse is just not physical. We got verbal abuse, we got mental abuse, we got emotional abuse. Did you see, love being displayed in withholding, silent treatment? I'm not going to communicate how I feel about this situation. I'm just going to be quiet about it and pray that you can read my mind. Like, is that what love was for you? And what is it in that individual that you're holding on to that's echoing for you that version of love? Is it, oh, it's hard for me to get this person's attention? Were you breadcrumbed, in love, where, love from sources that you got from your main sources as a child, as a youth, as a young adult? Was it, oh, my mom never, she used to make me fight for her attention. So now are you attracted to somebody who makes you fight for their attention? And I'm just naming stuff out, Valentina, not saying this is you, or, oh, my dad used to, he would never say anything to me. He'd never tell me he loved me, or it would go days on end. I wouldn't hear from him, and then he pops back up. Is that what you're seeking in a partner? Is that what you're seeking in a partner? So a lot of times how we let go of, somebody that's not serving us, somebody that we really love, and it's like, oh my gosh, is looking at, why am I holding on to this thing that's toxic? Like, they're showing me who they are and how they feel about me. Why am I holding on to it? What's going on inside of me that vibes with me? Because there's a ton of other things that may go around, that may happen around you in life that's toxic, that you ignore because it's never been your brand of poison. It's like, no, that's crazy over there. I'm not doing that over there. But what was love when you were learning that love, what love was? What was that? You said you never looked at it like that. Yeah. I mean, and then too, like, it took me a minute too. So the stuff that I tell you all, trust me, it is in trial and error. Like, once again, like I said, nope, 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 nope. But I will say what had me start thinking of it like that when I started studying, to essentially begin, become a counselor. It's a lot of stuff that things, once again, it's things I didn't look at from a perspective outside of, face value, like, oh, that person's an F boy and fuck him, and then I had to get like real, like, why are you chasing after that F boy then? If you know he's terrible, why do you want him so bad? What's wrong with you? Because he knows who he is and you know who he is. But yet, here you are trying to turn shit into gold. You're trying to paint it in a different color and it ain't about to start glittering. So, what are you doing? That was me talking to me. And essentially, it leads us on to healing journeys and self journeys. And I always say how, the journey you're going to take with yourself will be, that healing journey is one of the most difficult journeys you'll take, but it's the most rewarding and the most worth it, because it's like essentially, in order for you to be okay, you have to be able to face and fix whatever your stuff is. And that's a lot of times why we do our emotions, like why we go out and seek the things that we seek. And that's not to say that without healing, you won't thrive in life, you won't, have great things. But a lot of people don't learn to appreciate those things because they're constantly, instead of being fueled from what within, they're being fueled from without. Instead of, like, case in point, social media validation. Now, I'm not talking about people who's living their best life just posting because they care to, nothing like that. But like, I'm gonna use the Kardashians. I'm not trying to shade nobody on this Sunday, but I'm gonna use the Kardashians because they're a group of people who live off of the attention of others. You know, half the things, it's like everything they're doing. The vacations, they're not vacationing because they want a vacation. They need you to see that they're vacationing. They need you to see them looking like this. They need you to see them having this. And that in itself, once again, perfect example of people who are thriving, the American dream like sense, but highly insecure people. You got all those billions, and yet your self-esteem is dependent on your followers and how many likes you get. That's crazy. Especially if I was in that tax bracket, would nobody be able to find me? Can't tell me nothing. But that's essentially how you tackle letting someone go. And then too, you got to be realistic with yourself, because love, it's not a time frame behind it. And it's like, even in when we love somebody who isn't reciprocating that back and it's not the best love for us, it doesn't take away the fact that you still felt it. And those feelings were very real. And you were not crazy for feeling what you felt, because essentially what you got from that person, it's not from the sense, even though you may have found yourself attracted to that person, you have to know what you're attracting also attracts you. So that same thing that you were attracted to, that person was attracting you. They wanted what they knew they were going to get out of you. They wanted that affection. They wanted that love, and they commissioned that out of you. And you being in the frequency and the alignment that you were in gave it to this person. So you're never crazy for feeling the ways that you felt, or going after, something where it's like essentially it didn't work out or it was the wrong situation. You're not crazy. It's just, you have to give it the time that it needs to take. And that time varies from person to person. Like, there's no base of, it's 3 months, you need to be over it. No, no. But you should be actively working through it. And work doesn't have to be like, like, once again, working through it could just be, if you're feeling the want to reach out, remind yourself, like, no, this is a person who has my telephone number. They know where I am. And if they wanted to talk to me that bad, they too would reach out. That's doing the work. Just reminding yourself when in times where you feel like you're dipping, or, doing something, a healthy, positive distraction in times where you feel like, I feel like I'm obsessing over it. Yeah. Let's see. Reed Kicker says, yes, she worked as a barista after quitting a big corporate job for the same reasons. Oh my gosh. See, this people want peace. You go to work and then you come home and that's it. Well, the coffee shop I suggested when you come is Black owned and Filipino owned. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oakland and San Francisco are in Northern California. It's called the Bay Area because of the water. Oh, okay. So it's called the Bay Area because of the water. Thank you, Reed Kicker, for the California history too. If you like the unavailable, that sometimes abandonment issues or different attachments. Absolutely. Ooh, yes, absolutely, Reed Kicker. Like that. Ooh, and I'm such a fan of like just our different attachment styles. Like for a long time, I've worked with children, and I feel like it's a lot of times it's I don't want to say it's easier to point out things with children, but I think because I've worked so long with children and teens that I've learned to just know what it looks like. But it's like, ooh, I feel like I feel like a lot of kids don't know how to hide what they're feeling, that trauma as of yet. And I feel like as adults, we know how to paint on a happy face. We know how to make it look like something else. We know how to make the poop look like glitter, at least long enough before anybody can discover it. And working with kids, because kids are still developing, even teens, they're still developing, they're still looking for, purpose, love, understanding. They're still trying to figure out who am I? I feel like a lot of times it's easier to kind of figure out what attachment styles that that they're currently growing in, because it's like they're still developing. So they don't know yet how to like really mask it. And kids and teens are pretty honest. Like when they trust you, they'll be very honest about what they're going through. And then very early on you can see like, oh my gosh, like this kid is missing this is what they're looking for in that. So that's why essentially there's no bad children, there's bad behavior, but that behavior is learned behavior from somewhere. That's a misguidance somewhere. Let's see if you like down the I read that one. So let me see, what was I drawing before I got into that whole rant of. All right, let's pull some more cards for the collective. Universe, thank you for these channel messages. Give me a card for the collective. Message for the collective. Message for the collective. We have, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. That's a good one. I feel like for whoever this is for, but I feel like definitely for anybody watching this, like this is about, what I'm hearing is being intentional about what it is that you want. Ooh, and also Valentina, that's a good way to, that can help with heartbreak. Being intentional about what it is that you want. What do you want in love? What do you want in a partner? How do you want them to act, react, respond, rather? How do you want them to respond to you? What is it that you envision with that partnership? How, and you can script this one too. I'm a big fan of scripting. How is this person looking at you? How do they look? How does it feel to be with this person? What type of value does this person add to you? Like, why is it that this person is somebody that you want? So focused intention in regards to, your future partner. And you don't have to be fully healed from the heartbreak to start, manifesting, somebody who is going to get it. For me, my traumatic situation that happened in my life, I try not to remember it, so it becomes a blur, but I know exactly what happened, etc. I see. Also too, and you know what, Valentina, if you haven't gotten a chance to, I would say definitely explore therapy. Like me myself, admittedly so, I have a therapist. I'm in between though, because my last therapist I had to end. I went through my company's EAP services. This was a company prior to the one that I'm leaving. And I was working with her for a little bit over a year. And then that ended for me. When was our last session? Fall. Yeah. My sessions with her ended in fall. So I've been doing my due diligence, looking for a new therapist. I've been to a couple of therapists that it didn't very much so mesh well with me. So it is a journey in finding somebody that you feel your energy vibes with, like with anything, any connection. Hell, with my tarot readings, you got to find somebody that you vibe with. And it may mean, you might be going through a therapist or two, but Valentina, when I say it is absolutely worth it. And I'm not going to lie to you, when you are doing the work to tackle personal trauma, it will definitely bring some things up. It may even scare you off, because once again, in dealing with things that hurt, they hurt. But it's one of the best things you can do for your life. Like literally, like it's one of the best things, because I'm gonna tell y'all a book that I really love. It's a book that I know like a lot of. Hey, Evan, how are you? Good afternoon. It's a book that I know a lot of clinicians have read, but I think that it's a great reading material. And I think, for anybody wanting to understand trauma, past traumas that you've experienced, and maybe even why some of the actions that reciprocate, or that you hold now and, subconscious, um, it helps you understand that. So the book is called The Body Keeps Score. And The Body Keeps Score is about how, Valentina, just like what you said, your mind is always, now get this, your mind is always trying to protect you. In fact, what my theory in regards to mental health diagnoses, different mental health diagnoses, I've come to feel that, basically, there's these things that our minds develop. There's these ways that our minds are responding or reacting to a situation in order to protect us. Your body itself is always trying to protect you. Your immune system is constantly fighting off, outside viruses and sicknesses. Same with your mind. Your mind is always trying to protect you. And sometimes, when our body goes into overdrive trying to protect us, that's where we get these abnormalities. So, therein, you flatten out all of that trauma, which I get it. I mean, like I said, I just said how I tried to work my trauma away, tried to work the grief of my mother passing, literally the most important person to me in this world, passed away, and I'm trying to work it away. And it doesn't work, because guess what? You may be able to get rid of that stuff temporarily. You might be able to get it out of your mind temporarily. You might be able to, watch a Netflix show away, take a drug to get rid of it, have partners just sex it all away, go shopping all the way, work it all the way. But guess what? Your body will always remind you that it is something that you're holding on to. And what I like to think of it as is, imagine you got a storage unit, or imagine your closet. Imagine your closet, and you're able to put all this stuff in that storage unit. You're able to put all this stuff in your closet. You're able to close that little unit door or close that little closet door, and people are coming in and out your house, in and out your space. Nobody knows that your closet got all these things, just ain't nothing organized. Stuff just strewn about. And then, like any closet, for anybody that got packed spaces, any closet, you put in that one more item, and then boom, everything comes spilling out. Or you can't close that door no more. And now you can't have company no more, because they seeing all your stuff, your guts just all out there. And now you can't put it back. That's how trauma is. You're able to pack it away. Your mind is able to, just go, we don't, did it happen? Did it not happen? We don't know. But you can only do that for so long before your body is like, wait, whoa. Calm it down, because we ain't even dealt with this. That's what trauma is. So, Valentina, I'm telling you, it will be one of the best investments you ever make in self, is going into counseling. And I myself am saying that as somebody who is in counseling. The therapist that I know, the great LP is a therapist who's in therapy, who once again, like, has inspired me to get myself together. And because you can't hope, she also works with a variety of different, clients that are going through things, deep rooted trauma. And even in holding other people's trauma is hard. And you have got to get that out. You can't be packing that away in the closet. So that's what we're getting with that one. So I strongly advise therapy. There's different ways. Now, I do want to say, because I love telling y'all how to do stuff in regards to getting a discount. Definitely you want to go through your insurance, see, who you can get, or check out your company's EAP. A lot of times you can get a great number of sessions covered through your company. So see about it like that. Um, what else are good methods? Ooh, see about any community services. Depending on what type of trauma that you've dealt with, a lot of community sources are available to you where you can get counseling for free. Now, I want to tell you the truth about the community sources. It is a wait process. Like, will you get quality care? Absolutely. Absolutely. But will it be as immediate as going straight forward, whether it's a practice that you found and you're paying out of pocket or through insurance or even your EAP? It's not going to be as immediate. But it will still be quality care if, once again, these are different options that you have depending on just affordability. Cinnamon Panther says narcissist parents, how to deal with or maybe don't deal with. Now, Cinnamon, I'm going to tell you this one straight up. And this is, you don't deal. I am a strong fan of separating myself from the drama. I don't care daddy, mama, uncle, brother, Jesus. Okay, and I'm saying that I'm not like, I don't care who you are, because if you are going to be toxic towards me, you're not for me. Like, no. And my whole thing is like, I understand there's love, there's parent that did, and as crazy as a parent may be, you may not ever stop loving that person or letting go. But once again, I am a strong fan of loving people at a distance. I can pray for you, send you vibes, but you will not invade my space. And sometimes you just have to reconcile within you that, treat it like a death. Treat it like a death and treat it like a death. Sometimes there's some people in this world who are still alive that you have to RIP. And that's just, it is what it is, because you can't change a person. And if a person is going to react that way, and if a person is truly clinically narcissistic, there's no changing them. So what you can do is, take care of you and your reactions and how you deal with it. And it may hurt, but walk away. You'll be okay. I mean, I'm not saying that in like like just you be all right. No, literally. Like, it may hurt, but like, you walk away. You might have to just treat it like a death. Like, like, hey, I love you. I send my love to you. I'm not going to further put harm on you, but you don't have the permission to harm me further. And it is what it is. Because honestly, sometimes, and I feel like it's a hard thing to grapple with, but sometimes, parents even may have just been the vessel to bring you into this world, but it is what it is. So definitely with narcissistic parents, I would say, you want to distance yourself. Like, you don't want to reciprocate that same hurt, but by all means, separate your energy. Oh, thank you, Evan. Evan says she loves my earrings and my hair today. Thank you. Um, MB says this is good advice. I'm 30 plus and dating has been rough. The men I've met, yikes. MB, same here. So I'll be 33, MB, on the 15th of this week. So I'll be 33. This is my Jesus year. And it's just hilarious because I thought the men would mature by now. Silly was I. But I thought the men would mature by now. And it's like, it's not cute anymore, because when I would come across such energies, like when you're in like your 20s and even your teens, and you get it. It's like, well, like we both 21, he only 23. But when you see some old-faced man, hold on. I gotta plug in this unit, plug in my computer. Hold on. I didn't realize I wasn't charging this. But yeah, but when you see some old-faced man with crow's feet acting as if he's 19 or 20 without a care in the world, it is truly off-putting. And at that point, I'm just like, You just got to decide to either, keep hope alive and keep going, or just be single and live your best life. Now, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I definitely encourage you to keep going. You know, what is it? What's that saying? Is it the averages in numbers? But either way, keep going. I remember, I never forget this. My mom told me one time, you may have to kiss a lot of frogs before you come across your prince. And by far, and that's yeah, you may have to kiss a lot of frogs, but keep kissing those frogs. Well, you don't even have to really necessarily kiss them, but keep going out and keep putting your best foot forward, because you're still putting out that intentional energy of attracting what you want. So keep putting out that intentional energy of, you know what, I'm a date, because all I know is who I'm looking for. He's gonna show up. That's it. That's the only truth you can accept when it comes to your love life and what it is that you want. Yeah, Valentina, the body keeps score. It's a really good one on how, yeah, like trauma. Once again, mentally, you can find the mind is an amazing thing. Like, hell, we can talk to people just mentally. We just talk to folks. Um, so it's like the mind is always trying to protect you, and essentially, even with um mental diagnoses, it's my belief that, things develop because it's all in a thing of our body trying to protect us. But we hold on to stuff, we hold on to things, whether we realize it or not. So yeah, the body keeps score is a really good one. Ooh, another really good one. Once again, if you're interested, or anybody that's watching this is in psychological anything, if you're into psych, once again, about trauma, is called this book is called The Deepest Well. And once again, it talks about how childhood trauma, how we hold on to that. And essentially, it's this the author who's writing it, they're also I believe they're a psychiatrist. And they talk about how they noticed in their patients that the mental trauma and distress that they experienced was, essentially manifesting itself in physical means. And it actually does. Our mental trauma, that's another reason why you want to tackle the mental traumas that you have, because they do manifest themselves in physical means. What do you think stress is? Anxiety, stress. What do you think stress is? And stress takes out healthy people. Stress can cause heart attacks. Stress takes out healthy people. Cancers, different cancers that develop in our bodies. This is all essentially things that we're holding on to that may not feel like a physical thing, but it definitely expresses itself in physical ailments. Because once again, too, you got to think of trauma like a toxin, like any toxin. Like, you drink a lot of liquids, you have to use the restroom. You eat food, eventually it comes out. It's a toxin. Same thing with mental distress. It's going to come out one way or the other. Now, your best bet in being as healthy as possible, you want to be the person to get it out, to speak it out, to get it out of you. But if you don't get it out of you, your body's going to find a way, and you may not like the way that the body finds to get rid of that trauma. So, and it doesn't and it don't tackle the mental. It just, once again, it develops into a physical ailment. Evan says, run from the narcissist. Absolutely. There's no hope for them most of the time. Yeah, absolutely. Narcissists are so manipulative. No changing them 100%. Yeah, yeah. Some people you just got to let go of. It's like, if you're the one that can make the decision in sound mind, then just let it be. Choose yourself and your peace. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Yes. Happy belated birthday, Evan. All right. It was your birthday. Right. Duh. Because we did the reading. You popped in. Happy belated birthday. Yes. Shout out to the 30s. You know what, y'all? I ain't gonna lie. This has been my favorite decade thus far of life. Like, my 20s were fun in that young 20s way, but I was held back just on a self-restrictiveness in so many accounts. Even the traveling part. Like, I wish I would have did a lot more traveling in my 20s. Like, I did a lot, but there's a lot that I just really restricted myself from. Valentina, you funny. You said men mature when they're disabled. Look, I guess if they need somebody to help push them around places too, I stopped playing games, but that's messed up. No. Yes, I'm 34 and I'm still meeting immature men. LOL. It's crazy. I'm just, oh my gosh, Indy. I'm like, sometimes when I be like on these, I'm like, look, Benjamin Button. I'm gonna need you to figure this out because you can't act like that and look as old as you do. You out here looking ridiculous. Stop. You're ridiculous. But no, but I'm a hopeless romantic. Just I'm just terribly optimistic. Just keep going. And I'm telling you what I'm doing myself. I'm just keep going. And now I get the stories out of it. I'm like, okay, well, if I don't get nothing else, I'm like, and then too, I'm a personable person. I love being around people. So I'm gonna have me a good time. Whether you trash or not, oh, I'm gonna find me a way. You might be providing the comedy for that night, but I'm gonna have me a good time. As long as I'm breathing, I'm enjoying it. Um, Ridiculous. But yeah, that's what I said. No, it's a definite shifting in the air when it comes to dating. I think I'm like, nah, nah, these ain't the same. These ain't the same men. But yeah, so what is it? It's 12:05. So you all, I could truly, honestly talk for hours, but one, I'm hungry. Um, so I need to like either figure out what I'm gonna eat or if I'm gonna go get me something to eat. But no, I need to like suck it up and like just cook something. Um, and yeah, and then two, I do got some work to do because my last day is on Tuesday, but I have to, tie my loose ends because I'm not that person to leave stuff on fire and then just be like, "Deuce, it's your job now." No, I'm not. But anyway, so in wrapping up, I thank you all for tuning in. This is really cool. If you all want more of this, let me know in the comment section. If you just want vibe out sessions again, and we can all like pick a topic or whatnot. But thank you. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day is just a day, it's nothing but Monday. The true holiday is the very next day when my birthday comes. It's Vicky Times Day. But legit, I want you all to feel really great about yourselves, whether you're spending this time with someone. And if you're not, I want you to go out and spoil yourself in the way that you would have wanted somebody else to do. Like get yourself flowers. Like I went and bought myself flowers. And I keep hearing that Bruno Mars song. I should have brought you flowers and held your hand. I don't know why that song was in my head, but I said to myself, well, damn it, I'm not about to wait on nobody to buy me flowers. Well, I do buy myself flowers a lot, but buy yourself some flowers. I bought myself these beautiful carnations. I'm actually going to get myself some roses soon too, especially I think they might be on sale because, Valentine's Day. But yeah, I want you all to do something nice for yourself today, no matter what that is. And it doesn't have to be anything grand. It could be, like, I don't know if Maylu is still here, but if you can go to your favorite tea shop today, if you have the time, absolutely. That's self-love. That's self-love. So do something for yourself, whatever that may be. And if anything else you don't do, please say something beautiful to yourself. If you have negative thoughts, if you have these negative things about yourself, change that pathology. You have the power to always change that. So, I want you to say something great about yourself that you love. I want you to do something great for yourself, no matter how big, how small. And yeah, and then just know that it's okay. If singleness is something that you're dealing with, I mean, hey, you can live your best life single. Look at me. Um, or what you want will find you. Just don't give up the hope in that. And I definitely believe that for you all. I'm sending out love and blessings to everybody watching this, whether you're watching it now or you watch it later. And yeah, I can't leave before I plug. Go follow me at Wandering Sparrow Tarot on IG, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to know more about the meet and greets, I will be putting up solidified dates. I do have locations listed in like the roundabout time frame, but I'll have my solidified dates coming out, more dates coming out this week. Not all, but majority. But go to wanderingsparrowtarot.com, go to the menu section, go down to the meet and greets and see when I'll be meet and greeting. And once again, these are free meet and greets. Now I will be, once again, just to tailor because COVID stuff, And just to like organize it, they won't be like large, 90 people, but like literally like a little like chill sesh. It'd be like 4, 5 of us max per session. Go there and just keep checking back because I'll have Google Forms for everybody to sign up as they are. The New York meet and greet is still open. Definitely a lot of you have already signed up for that. I thank you so much. I am so excited. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So that's going to be really cool. Yeah, and you already know if you want to book any private readings, coaching, standard readings, walking readings, priority readings, go to my website or go to the about section, go to the Etsy, because I don't think I got anything in the description box with this video. I may put it later, or I might put the pin comment, but yeah. And definitely, I know if you all see the prices and be like, whew, child, trust me, I am so worth it, as you all know, in that price range. Definitely, you got to charge your worth. I am so serious about everybody charging their worth, whether it's business wise or just, the energy you are giving out to other people. However, though, the good news is the readings that start at 50 and up, because you at this moment you can book them all through Etsy. Will in the future allow bookings from my website also, but same deal would be the case. You can do those in installments, so you can choose a pay later option with the readings that start at $50, and then they break it up in like 4 installments. And with the ones that start 50 plus is as low as $13 per installment. So definitely look into that if you feel compelled to. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you all. So I hope you all have a beautiful Sunday, a beautiful Galentine's Day. Thank you so much for vibing out with me. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. I got a video dropping Monday. So yeah. And yeah, I may drop this. Now there's a Jack, what's his name? I keep calling him Jack Sparrow. There's a Jack Harlow reading I did some time back on my Patreon. Oh yeah, become a patron of mine. I do a plethora of extra readings there and some monthly giveaways. I do monthly readings, the giveaways just for my patrons. But anyway, there's a Jack Harlow reading that I'm thinking about releasing. Now, I don't know if anybody gonna watch it because once again, it's all about the algorithm here. But I'm thinking about releasing that one today. But I'll have another picker card coming Monday. So once again, I thank you all so much for your energy. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. And yeah, see you all. Bye.